Kruger, the life and death domain of the black mamba. Kruger, a land stretching from the far east of Mozambique to the northern Limpopo plains, unfolds like a vast living carpet draped over the continent. Here, nature has forged a ruthless arena where life and death forever walk side by side. Kruger is not only a paradise of life, but also a kingdom of killers. Here, every blade of grass, every patch of shade may conceal a notorious assassin, spreading fear across the plains. Among them all, one name stands at the very peak of fear. It needs no roar, no display of brute strength. It only has to glide silently past to plant sheer terror in the hearts of others. It is the black mamba. Its body is slender, delicate like a ribbon of silk, yet it moves with lightning speed and grace. Capable of striking at up to 20 kilometers per hour, it can turn any creature into a victim in an instant. The name Black Mamba makes many imagine an eternal darkness cloaking its body. Yet its skin is only olive gray or ashen brown. Only when its mouth opens wide does the absolute black reveal itself, like the face of death. The black mamba possesses one of the most terrifying neurotoxins on the planet. With a single bite, it can release up to 400 milligrams of venom, many times more than the lethal dose for an adult human. Its hollow fangs, sharp as needles, were not made to threaten or to display. They were created for one purpose alone: to end the life of its prey in the briefest of moments. A solitary and highly vigilant snake, the black mamba is most often active by day. It glides quietly through low bushes or weaves its way into the treetops, silently watching, seeking out targets for its deadly hunt. When its cold eyes lock onto prey, it moves with absolute composure. The field mouse continues to nibble at the grass, blissfully unaware. In a flash, the black mamba strikes. The victim collapses, and the venom does the rest. As the heat settles over the savanna, the black mamba enters its breeding season. The female quietly seeks a hidden place, silently laying between 6 and 17 eggs, entrusting fragile new lives to a world filled with danger. Unlike many other species, the black mamba offers no care after birth. The tiny creatures, barely freed from their fragile shells, are thrown straight into the brutal struggle for survival from the very first moment of life. At the very height of fear, where death often comes with a single missed heartbeat, there exists a small creature. It carries no venom, bears no giant frame, yet even the black mamba hesitates in its presence. That is the mongoose. At first glance, it appears unremarkable. Measuring only 30 to 60 centimeters in length and weighing less than 2 kilograms, yet within that small body lies an extraordinary boldness. An evolved nervous system allows the mongoose to resist most snake neurotoxins. Even when bitten, its body does not succumb to paralysis. Living in groups of 20 to 30, they share duties and pass on hunting skills through generations. Across the arid lands of Kruger, a dark shadow glides silently, carrying the breath of death. The black mamba emerges, its body sleek and fluid, its cold eyes watching like death itself, lurking with every heartbeat. In a moment, taut as a drawn bowstring, the two suddenly hurl themselves at each other, swift as arrows slicing the air. Dust erupts in clouds, the atmosphere exploding with the violent clash between deadly fangs and reckless courage. In a single instant, the mongoose's precise bite to the snake's head resounds like a verdict. The black mamba collapses, death itself brought low. On the battlefield of Kruger, courage has triumphed over venom. Kruger is forever a ruthless arena, where a single heartbeat too slow can cost a life. Here, life and death intertwine, composing a hymn of nature both fierce and profoundly tragic. In the relentless whirl of survival, courage becomes the most powerful weapon of all. And Kruger, with all its harshness, reminds us that survival has never been a right, but always an unending battle. elephant, the living legend of the vast savanna. Across the boundless African savanna, a giant silhouette strides with measured pace. No roar is needed. Its mere presence compels the land to yield to its dominion. This is the African elephant, the largest creature on land. At around 3 meters tall, nearly twice the height of a grown man, and weighing more than 8 tons, it rises like a colossus, portraying the majesty of nature. Its vast ears, wide as great fans, serve not only to disperse heat beneath the blazing sun, but also to lend it a regal bearing that makes foes wary from a distance. Its long and supple trunk holds more than 40,000 muscle bundles. Mighty as a crane, yet so precise, it can pluck a fragile blade of grass from the arid ground. In this unforgiving world, the African elephant is more than a gentle giant. It stands as a symbol of power, intelligence, and the bonds of the herd, shaping a legend upon the fiery savanna. The tusks are in truth the lengthened second incisors. Their thin outer enamel quickly erodes, revealing the dense dentine beneath. Within lies the pulp cavity, nourishing them so they continue to grow for a lifetime. They stand as emblems of power, the supreme weapons in relentless struggles for land and breeding rights. They collide like a peal of thunder, tusk against tusk. Their massive forms drive into one another, unleashing a fierce reverberation. Dust billows, the savanna quakes beneath the tempest of might. Every strike bears the weight of 1,000 pounds. One slip may bring downfall, and each wound from an opponent may scar forever, a lasting imprint of the fight. At last, one gives way, sinking to its knees before the wrath. A roar resounds across the plains, proclaiming the conqueror. Upon the savanna, only the mightiest have their names etched into legend. Beneath the blazing sun, its ears flap ceaselessly, releasing heat from its vast frame. Even its breath bears the pulse of the great savanna, where drought and dust storms grant no mercy. The elephant's trunk is an instrument of survival. It stretches down to the exhausted river. A hiss echoes as it draws in water, then bursts forth as a refreshing shower upon its body. The two gleaming curved tusks serve as both weapons and instruments, tearing the soil and toppling trees. They carry the memory of fierce battles, marked with the scars of time and endurance. In the evening glow, the elephant herd advances in file. The matriarch leads, imparting wisdom through each stride. With remarkable memory, they can rediscover water sources, even after long years of drought. Amid the unforgiving savanna, personal strength has never sufficed. It is the herd that stands as the shield of defense, the circle of survival upon which the African elephant depends to resist the perils that stalk. Beneath the burning sun, the elephant herd makes its way to the mighty river. Every ponderous stride churns the muddy waters, their calls resounding afar like a hymn of crossing in the unforgiving wild. The colossal forms march in line, the elders protecting the calves, their bodies forged into a living fortress. The waters surge, but faith and the strength of the herd lead them across the ordeal. Within the thick mire, golden eyes glimmer. The great crocodile advances, its vast form sliding quietly below the turbid surface. Pale circles ripple outward, foretelling the nightmare soon to unfold. All at once, the surface shatters. Out of the depths, the crocodile's teeth close tight, seizing a young elephant. A harrowing cry resounds along the river, and the herd erupts in turmoil. The river proves ruthless. The crocodile pulls the young elephant beneath, leaving ripples shimmering with blood. Yet the herd must march on, bearing a sorrow etched deep that will never wane. Even as the cruel wild takes the lives of the young, the herd moves forward. Their bond and will to endure have forged them into the emblem of the mightiest creature on land. Sloth, the master of slow living in the rainforest. In the heart of the dense Amazon rainforest, where light struggles to pierce the thick canopy, a creature hangs in silence. Motionless like a dry leaf lost in the endless green, it blends into the slow-breathing rhythm of the ancient forest. This world belongs to speed, yet there is one creature that has chosen to go against it, turning slowness into a weapon of survival. That creature is the sloth. Every step a sloth takes on the ground is a gamble between life and death. With an average speed of just 0.25 km/h, the sloth is the slowest moving animal on the planet. Each seemingly lazy step is, in fact, a clever strategy to conserve energy. The long curved claws, like hooks, not only allow the sloth to cling firmly to branches for hours without tiring, but also become formidable weapons when facing rivals of its own kind. Even stranger, their fur grows from the belly towards the back, completely opposite to most other animals. When hanging upside down in the rain, water easily runs off, keeping them dry. On the sloth's fur lies a vibrant garden. Green algae grow among the coarse hairs. Fungi and bacteria live in symbiosis, turning its drab gray coat into a miniature ecosystem upon its very body. This symbiosis not only provides the sloth with perfect camouflage, but the algae also serve as an extra source of nutrition, turning its fur into a mobile snack. Almost the entire life of a sloth is bound to the treetops. Yet about once a week, it is forced to leave its lofty home to descend to the ground to defecate. After each time, it can lose up to 30% of its body weight. The sloth is clumsy and easily becomes prey for clouded leopards or harpy eagles. Only absolute stillness can shield it in that life or death moment. Yet behind that sluggish appearance lies an unexpected truth. The sloth is an excellent swimmer. When it falls into the water, it moves with slow but steady strokes, gliding through the Amazon currents. What's more, the sloth can hold its breath underwater for up to 40 minutes, far longer than many animals of similar size. In the waters of the Amazon, the slow one suddenly transforms into a surprisingly resilient creature. A sloth can spend up to 20 hours a day asleep. When it wakes, it moves inch by inch in search of young leaves, a food low in energy but safe. The female sloth gives birth high in the trees. The newborn clings to its mother's chest with tiny claws, learning to hang, to grip, and to live slowly from its very first days. A sloth can rotate its head nearly 270 degrees, scanning every direction without moving its body. A perfect skill for detecting predators in the dense jungle. Even the heart and breath slow down. Every organ in the body serves a single strategy: to consume as little energy as possible in order to survive as long as possible. Today, the greatest threat to the sloth is no longer the clouded leopard or the harpy eagle, but humans. Deforestation, hunting, and captivity are driving this species towards the risk of extinction. The sloth teaches us that in a chaotic world, sometimes slowing down is the strongest way to survive. To save the sloth is to preserve the green soul of the Amazon rainforest.